Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Casual Climbers, the podcast by and for beginning hikers. I'm your host, Donna Patrick, and alongside me is my husband and adventure buddy, Roy.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Roy.
So in this podcast, we provide you with tips, tricks, and reviews of some of the many hiking trails here in the Blue Ridge area. Now, we may be unfit hikers, but we do love the outdoors, and we want to share our experiences with you. So in today's full episode, Donna, we discuss Fall Branch Falls Trail near Blue Ridge, Georgia. We also have a fun fact by you about ancient Bigfoot in northern Georgia. And we review an amazing vacation lodge in the mountains right there in Blue Ridge. Be sure to stick around for our review section of Barefoot Bungalow today, because the property manager heard that we were going to talk about it on the podcast, and she has decided to give anybody who books her property from now until September 30th, 2024, a 10% discount. Here are all the details in the review. So what do you say, Donna? Ready to get started?
Let's go.
So here's the Fall Branch Falls Trail by the numbers. The distance is only 1 mile there and back, so it's a half a mile from the parking garage, from the parking area to the falls. It took us 41 minutes, but of that, only 30 minutes was moving time. The lowest point is 2,020 feet. The highest point is 2,218 feet, so it's about 200 feet of elevation change. Now, the friendliness of the trail, pets are allowed, but it is very rocky and rooty.
We saw lots of dogs.
We saw lots of dogs and lots of people. It's a very popular trail.
Yes, and little kids.
Yeah, we saw families,
Yeah.
little kids. We saw, some older people, some seniors. So, yeah, it's a very popular trail.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you how to get there first. So to get there, search for Fall Branch Falls Trailhead on your map app. And the drive through the mountains is just gorgeous. I never get tired of driving through mountains, whether it's in North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Georgia. I never get tired of it.
Yeah, this one was particularly beautiful.
It was a great day.
Yeah.
For it. It was a beautiful day.
Blue sky day.
Blue sky, some white clouds. It was gorgeous. It was warm, but that's okay.
Yeah, but when you get up there, anytime you get near a waterfall, it's cooler.
It is cooler. Yeah. So the parking area is small and not well defined. It's not like typical parking spots, right? You just kind of fit in where you can.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, about 10 spaces maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you can also park alongside the road outside of that parking area. People were doing that as well, kind of parallel parking.
There wasn't much room on the other side.
Not a lot of room.
Yeah.
And I will say that when we parked, there's this path that is cut through the tall grasses, I would say, and bushes and stuff that goes in front of the parking area. That is not the trail. That will take you to water, really short. It's just a very short distance to water. And you could have a little picnic there and you could dip your feet in the water. And it's pretty. It's got value and worth, but it is not the fall.
No, it's not. And the trail itself, as Donna said, is across the street from the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And by street, I mean a dirt gravel road.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's across, and it's pretty clearly marked. There is a sign there that says Fall Branch Falls.
Yes. It looks like they were doing maybe a little bit of construction, or like they're trying to build maybe a little handrail or something, sort of. I saw some poles in the ground and some, like, what is that, orange? What is that, like construction tape or something?
Construction tape,
yeah.
I didn't pay attention to any of that. It's interesting that you saw that. I can see why they would want to maintain it, though, because it's so popular.
Yes, and there are some cut-throughs, and there's a lot of signs that say that they don't want you to take these cut-throughs. They want you to do the switchbacks, which only make it a little bit longer, of just still only a half a mile trail, right?
Right. Well, yeah, one way, and then it's, half a mile back. And I think you bring up a good point here, because it's important for people to understand why you should stay on trails when you're on these, pretty remote trails, right? In the mountains, or even not in the mountains, in a regular nature preserve. The trails are designed not only to give you some good views and interesting flora and fauna, but they're also designed to prevent harm to other either
grasses,
creature habitat or
plants.
any type of plants or flora. So going off the trail or making your own path is never really a good idea because you're harming either vegetation or animal habitats that they don't want you to harm. And you shouldn't want to, because if everybody just went where they wanted to, that trail would not be beautiful.
Right. And you wouldn't have the animal life and the plant life around. But also, if you stay on the trail, let's just talk to the people who don't really care about the animals and the plant life. It's more dangerous to go off trail. It's much safer for you not to slip and fall, not to roll down a hill or hurt yourself.
Or get poison ivy or poison oak or anything else. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So look, from us to you, just stay on the trails. Don't go out of the trail markers. Don't blaze your own path. If you want to do that, go to a national forest and blaze your own path. But if you're on a hiking trail, just stay on the trail. Don't go off and don't create your own cutbacks. Because as like Donna said, we saw several shortcuts and it didn't make much sense. You're only cutting like 20 feet off of the trail. So why would you even do that? So yeah. So let's talk about the trail itself. The trail is beautiful by itself. The trail is beautiful. And it has a steady, but it's not terribly steep. And I mean, 200 feet over the course of half a mile is not too bad, but it is a steady incline.
Yeah. And we did, when we were going in toward the falls, we saw an older couple coming out, and the man was like, I couldn't make it. I did. And that's and we both thought that he was joking because it's such
it's such a short hike. That's not terribly difficult. But, you know,
I mean, I work up a sweat at the drop of a hat, though, with, being 55.
It was hot, too. It was just plain hot.
You didn't work up a sweat, though.
No, I didn't. I
think I'm more unfit than you are.
You think so?
I think so. Because I'm the one who hikes more slowly. I'm the one who gets out of breath. I'm the one who gets really hot. Once in a while, if you get out of breath, that's a red flag to me. That's like, oh, we really shouldn't be doing this because this is actually strenuous. But if I get out of breath, then that could just be a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I get out of breath on some of them. There have been a few hikes that I've had to really stop and take breaks.
Yeah.
This was not one of them, though.
So, but listen, if you do need to or want to stop and take breaks, this half a mile hike has 3 legit benches.
Yeah,
3.
I was shocked to see that many benches
spaced nicely apart from each other. The first one is right after you do the first bit of elevation change. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I was really, really, really happy with those benches.
Yeah. But you didn't take advantage of them.
I did. The last one.
Did you?
The third one. The one closest to the falls.
Yeah, that's right. You did. Yeah.
I was like using those two because there were 2 gentlemen that were coming away from the falls. And I said, oh, I'm going to use this as an excuse to sit down because I'm going to need to get out of the way anyway. And there's a bench.
There's a bench. Yeah. And the benches look pretty new, honestly. They look new and nice. Yeah.
And well maintained.
Like I said, the trail it's not too bad for friendliness, but there are a lot of roots and rocks. So I don't see a wheelchair or a hover-on getting around there.
Yeah, and I think there's value anytime that you're going to be hiking to a waterfall and maybe are going to put your feet in the water. I think there's value in bringing at least one pole.
Right. You and I both did.
Yes.
On this particular hike. And I didn't feel like I needed it.
I actually was glad that I had it.
Yeah, never am I, feel like, oh, I wish I didn't bring my hiking pole. So, but I didn't feel like I needed it. But yeah, once you get down to the waterfall, there is a little bit of rock scrambling that you have to get to if you want to get closer.
Yeah, and anytime that you're going to get in water, it's kind of nice to have that pole just to test the depth of the water and
the sturdiness of the rocks.
The sturdiness of the rocks. You can also sometimes test the sliminess of the rocks with your pole a little bit. Yeah, so there's a lot to be said for these hiking poles that you can make longer and then shorten up to store. They're kind of nice.
Yeah, no, they're great, and we've reviewed them, and we have them on our website under the hiking gear section. We have a link to the ones that we use.
Yeah,
and yeah, I love my poles. So back to the falls. The falls themselves are really beautiful. They're pretty tall, and it is, I think it's a cascade of a couple.
It is. We when we were there, and we were only there for 10 minutes, there was a family with some little kids playing in the water at the bottom fall where where you get to it at first. And there's a little boardwalk landing too that you can stand on and get a picture of the waterfalls behind you, which is really nice. But
there are some pools, but they're very small and they're very shallow.
There's not anything to see. This is not a place that you're gonna swim and get your head underwater and all of that.
You might get ankle deep, maybe. Yeah.
We didn't even really try to get close to where the water was falling to get, water on our heads. So for me, I'm going to put my head under the waterfall, or I'm going to at least try to, if I've gotten that hot and that tired and that sweaty on a trail. This one I didn't. Like Abrams Falls, that one I 100% wanted to completely take a dip.
Yeah.
Because that one kicked my butt.
Yeah.
But this one was just nice and relaxing.
It was a nice, relaxing hike. Now, I will say this one thing. At the falls themselves, overlooking the falls are a set of vacation yurts that you can rent.
Yeah.
And it really kind of took away from the experience of the waterfalls for me.
I mean, if you're going to be staying in one of those yurts, then you're going to probably love the proximity to the water.
Probably. But, we've said this a number of times on the podcast. We go on these mountain hikes to escape civilization and commune with nature.
Right. And to that point, I will say, I didn't see any power lines or anything like that. We've sometimes seen power lines and stuff.
Yeah, but power lines don't bother me nearly as much as habitation.
Yeah, okay.
So there were a handful, I don't know, maybe six yurts, good-sized vacation yurts that are right there. Like you can't look at the waterfall without seeing the yurts. Mm-hmm. They're not hidden in it by any means. And so it kind of took away from it for me a little bit. The falls are still beautiful and it's still worth the hike.
Yeah. And you can totally get pictures of yourself with the waterfalls behind you without yurts in the picture.
Which we did. Yeah, and so if you go on our Instagram page, Casual Climbers Podcast, you'll see our photos. We also, our Instagram feed is on the front page of our website, casualclimbers.com. So yeah, you'll see our photos there. It is a beautiful waterfall, and the yurts were not enough to make me say I don't want to do this again. It was just, I feel like it would have been a 4-star hike and waterfall without it, and with it, it's just a 3-star.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's maybe fair. Yeah. I will say that you can hike up to the multiple levels. You can, because there was a guy with a dog that did hike up. We were just hanging out at the bottom of the bottom fall, and I looked up. This guy walked past us with his dog, and the next thing I knew, he was on the mid level, and then the next thing I knew, he was on the top level. We didn't hike up there to see what that was like.
We didn't. The trail doesn't go up there, so you have to scramble up rocks to get there, which it didn't look like it was terribly difficult to do. My take on that is I prefer to see waterfalls from below
the bottom
rather than from above.
I almost climbed up there just because I wanted to see what he was seeing, though.
Yeah, I could say. I mean, it's certainly an option, and you and I both could have done it if we wanted to.
Yeah. So maybe when we go back,
we'll
do that.
We'll go back and do that one.
Yeah.
So overall, how would you rate this? Piece of cake, break a sweat, feel the burn, or pain bringer?
Definitely not pain bringer. Definitely not feel the burn. It's probably a piece of cake. Probably. I'm judging from. You know what? I can't. You can't ask me if something is a break a sweat. Every single thing in my life is a break a sweat. Every single thing. That, I don't know. I may need to qualify that. But I think that the spirit of the break a sweat is something different than me just menopause sweating.
I agree. See, in my opinion, a piece of cake hike is something with, like, walking around your neighborhood would be considered piece of cake. So this is just beyond piece of cake.
Yeah.
It's just
because of going up, because
the elevation change. Yeah. But just barely.
Just barely. And the fact that there are those benches, and there were a lot of people on the trail. Nobody was using the benches. The benches they were always available. So I take away the bench factor a little bit when a trail is busy and all the benches are always being taken up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, no, it's a great short hike. It took us 41 minutes,
We honestly
but we
could
spent
have
time.
we could have spent way more time at those falls.
We could have.
We could have
Yeah.
had a lunch.
Oh,
there.
absolutely. Yeah, that young couple with their young kid, or I think they had two. I think
Yeah.
they had a baby and a toddler.
Yeah.
They were there when we got there, and it was clearly they had been there a while, and they were still there when we left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you could spend, if you're a waterfall junkie, kind of like Donna and I are, you can spend a lot of time here.
Yeah.
But we wanted to get in and get out so that we could get back and do the podcast. So yeah, would you recommend it?
100%.
Yeah, I would too. If you're in the Blue Ridge, Georgia area, check out this hike, Fall Branch Falls Trail. It's really great. And unfortunately for me, probably fortunately for you, we did not see any Sasquatches in the area. Although we did go to the Sasquatch Expedition Bigfoot Museum in it's Cherry Log, but it's right outside Blue Ridge. And you're going to talk about Bigfoot in the area here in our fun fact right now, aren't you?
Yep. So today's fun fact is about the original Bigfoot in North Georgia. This information was taken from several sources, including the book Bigfoot in Georgia by Jeffrey Wells, and from Mysterious Judaculla Rock and the Slant-Eyed Giant of the Cherokee by Ellen Lloyd on ancientpages.com. So the Cherokee legend tells that there was once upon a time a slant-eyed giant named Sulkalu. I think that's how you say it. Okay, Sulkalu. It's the Cherokee name, which means slant eyes. Sulkalu was a great hunter who lived in the nearby mountains. Cryptozoologists consider the Sulkalu to be the same as Sasquatch due to the physical descriptions and characteristics.
Sulkalu, the original Sasquatch.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a really cool name.
Yeah, it is.
And the reason that I struggle with saying it is because it starts with a T, but I think this T is sort of silent.
Yeah, it's a sound, yeah.
Yeah, like tsk. Yeah. So little is known about this giant humanoid creature, but legend has it he was self-conscious and became very angry when people talked badly about his physical appearance, much like many of us today.
So he had body shame issues?
No, either that or he had issues with rude people. Don't talk about it. That's just not...
Yeah, I'm big and hairy. So what?
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. You shooting fish in a barrel here? What are we going... I mean, that just,
I feel bad for Sulkalu. I would never say anything negative about Bigfoot's appearance.
Listen, he got angry and maybe taught the people a lesson when they tried to shame him or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That would be an interesting tangent to go off on.
Yeah.
Sulkalu avoided people and remained hidden in the mountain. Well, I don't blame him if he's being talked about like that. Yeah, well, fine, just screw.
Fine, I'll stay out here then.
Yeah. He used to come out late in the evening or at night when he knew people were indoors. The Cherokee say it was the slant-eyed giant who left the markings on the soapstone. Yeah,
they found a lot of petroglyphs on soapstones, and I think you're going to mention it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
As legend described, he scratched the rock with his 7-fingered hands. Others say he worked with his toes while scratching. Several of the Cherokee stories provided more details about Judaculla. Most of these were preserved thanks to James Mooney, an ethnographer. So, yeah, he's from the U.S. Bureau of American Ethnology, who spent several years during the late 19th century engaged in fieldwork among the Eastern Band of Cherokee.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Irish-American Mooney spent many hours with the Cherokee in the mountains of the western North Carolina, compiling many of their legends and traditions, thus preserving them for future generations.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
What a great job that would have.
Oh,
that would be.
Yeah. I'm so glad that people did things like that.
Yeah, me too.
Far and away the most widely known adjunct of the legend of Judaculla is the story of his taking a young Cherokee woman to be his bride.
What?
Yeah. Judaculla courted his bride by coming to her after dark while the girl was outside of her house in a small lodge called an asai. The girl only agreed to the romance because of Judaculla's skills as a hunter.
Would that work?
Apparently.
I mean, I guess back in the however long ago this was, Judaculla, it was I guess hunting was super prized. At least she'd know she'd always be fed, and her children would be fed, I guess, would be the
Yeah.
allure there.
And maybe safety as well. Security and safety.
Who's going to mess with Sasquatch?
Well, maybe nobody's going to mess with Sasquatch, but somebody might mess with her.
Not if Sasquatch is her husband, I
Right.
wouldn't think.
But
Yeah.
that's my point. Like that maybe that was, a reason why she was
Maybe.
like,
I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't try to push up on Sasquatch's wife.
yeah. I mean, honestly, you looking at her and checking her out, and then he's over there like, you're going to die today.
Yeah, I know. I will literally crush your skull.
Yes.
Yeah.
So each morning when Judicola departed from the couple's nocturnal meeting place, he left fresh meat for the girl and her mother to eat.
Oh, how nice. See,
Yeah.
I told you Sasquatch was a good dude.
I mean, that was like more meaningful than bringing flowers.
He
Well,
can't eat flowers. Well,
yeah.
not all of them anyway.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say flowers and chocolate, but you can eat chocolate, and chocolate might be meaningful.
She
But
probably would have enjoyed chocolate. But
Yeah.
not as much as meat for her and her
yeah,
mom.
because that's actually more important back then.
Yeah.
Eventually, the girl was able to physically see Judicola, but her family members were not. Okay, so I guess Judicola,
I guess, did they just talk through the wall or something like that?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, this is oral tradition passed down.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of details get
But
lost.
there are some beliefs that that's why we haven't found Sasquatch yet, is because they can turn invisible.
That is a belief. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe that came from this. At one point, he allowed the mother to take a look. Mooney described what she saw. The old woman came and looked in, and there she saw a great giant with long slanted eyes, the Sul Kalu, lying doubled up on the floor with his head against the rafters in the left-hand corner at the back and his toes scraping the roof in the right-hand corner of the door. She gave only one look and came back to the house crying, you could say to you. So she was saying something that was insulting.
Basically, horrible, you're ugly.
Yeah. Which was not a good
So
thing.
let's lying doubled up on the floor
Mhm.
with his head against the rafters and his
In the-
toes. So I'm
the-
guessing,
Head against the rafters in the left-hand corner.
I don't know how you're lying up. Maybe he was sitting on his butt with his back against the wall.
At that
Maybe
point,
that's
why
what
are
that
you
means.
trying to even come inside? How small was this place? I mean, is this...
Or how big was he?
yeah.
I mean, I think that's what she's trying to say, is this is a big, big thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that the Cherokee lived in like teepees or anything.
They
like
did not. No, they
They
had those circular dwellings that were built with wooden frond.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, and
But,
They were-
we've been to some Cherokee, like in the Akanalefti village
Right.
there in Cherokee, North
They're not-
Carolina. Those are not small.
they're not small
No.
dwellings. They housed many people.
Yeah. So
So,
this is a big creature.
mhm. So insulted by these negative comments about his strange appearance. So, I mean, I don't exactly know what you could say to you. I don't know what that means, but negative comments about strange appearance. That's kind of a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. I don't know what it means. I'm going to look it up. So you keep going.
Okay,
and
all
I'm gonna
right.
look it up.
I'm just so maybe it's not blatant. You ugly, you know. So yeah, insulted by these negative comments about his strange appearance, Judicola left in haste for his home high in the mountains. The giant did not stay away for long. The girl was revealed to be pregnant from their earlier liaisons. So Judicola returned for his wife and child, taking his new family back to his mountain hideaway. There was another legend passed down. Oh, do you want me to pause here? And
No, keep going.
okay, there was another legend passed down by the Cherokee that says they were visited by a group of slant-eyed giants. The event happened sometime prior to the year 1800, but after the Cherokee had settled in the southern Appalachians. The visitors were welcomed by the Cherokee and remained for some time with them before returning to their homes, which were said to be a long distance to the west. So they lived out west.
Yeah.
Maybe they were...
Out west, I guess it could be Tennessee.
It could. Maybe they knew that the Trail of Tears was going to happen and they were trying to, like, get things ready out there.
I mean, we don't know how long ago this was. The Cherokee say it was many hundreds of years before then. So,
Okay.
but it's possible. They were trying to get them to move out.
Yeah, I don't know. The Great Smoky Mountains are so great.
Yeah.
I can understand wanting to fight to stay there. So, while these are only oral histories, there's stories that are passed down through the Cherokee, there is also some physical evidence the Cherokee knew and revered Bigfoot. About 100 miles north of Blue Ridge, Georgia, but still in the mountain range, a large rock filled with petroglyphs stands with carvings describing the large hominid. The Judicola Rock in North Carolina is one of the greatest mysteries in North America. The 230 square foot soapstone boulder is covered with more than 1,500 ancient carvings and petroglyphs and is by no means an ordinary stone.
That is insane. 1,500 ancient carvings.
Yes. So, who made the ancient carvings? And what do the engraved symbols mean?
I don't know. This is in Silva, North Carolina, or just outside Silva. So we're going to have to check this out.
Oh, yeah.
The Judicola carvings. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, so it is confirmed that Judicola did create these carvings?
Confirmed?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
But with the disclaimer, I am not a scientist.
But you are sitting there in your Believe Bigfoot shirt and your Bigfoot pajama pants.
Yeah. So, yes. I feel like that was an insult, and I'm going to go live in the mountains now.
No,
because you're picking on my appearance.
Just drop off fresh meat at my door every day.
Is that what I'm supposed to do? Okay, so just stay away from you with my hideousness, but give you fresh meat.
I'll put a cooler out there with an ice pack in it. So.
All right, I'm going to get meat that you don't like.
No, don't do that. I mean, actually,
you're going to get raccoon meat every day.
How do you know? I've never had raccoon meat.
It's not good.
Okay, all right. Well, I feel like we're getting off topic here.
A little bit. You're picking on me again.
So, let's see, where was I? Wait. Several attempts have been made to decipher the mysterious ancient signs, but the Judicola Rock refuses to give up its secrets. Most experts think the rock carvings are roughly 4,500 years old, but some estimate the carvings are as much as 10,000 years old.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's so amazing.
Yeah, the Judicola Rock is of great importance to the Cherokee, who have long held the rock sacred. The Cherokee say their people did not produce this enigmatic rock art. The Judicola Rock was already there when the Cherokee arrived, and they were unable to read the pictographs. I don't understand why they were unable to read the pictographs.
They couldn't interpret them.
Oh.
Probably they're largely symbolic, right? They're not like, here's a stick man chasing a stick elk and killing it. Because there's a lot of petroglyphs like that.
Yes.
Where it's very clear what it is, right?
And that's why I just need to go there and see it myself.
Yeah, we do.
So the Cherokee believe the huge puzzling stone with its perplexing, odd-looking characters is the work of Tsukalu, the slant-eyed giant who lived in a remote part of the Great Balsam Mountains. Many of the hundreds of petroglyphs are of large two-legged creatures. Okay, standing next to much smaller humanoid beings, which many believe show these Bigfoot lived closely with the Cherokee and other tribes in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the story is a dude married one, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's kind of hurting my brain though. Like, how did that work? How did they?
I don't want to think about the biology of it.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I prefer to just say there was a Sasquatch who fell in love with a beautiful young Cherokee lady.
And they lived happily ever after. And they had multiple children because one birth did not kill her.
Yeah.
This half whatever.
Yeah. I don't want to think about what.
Okay. All right. We're not going to think about it. Okay. So, regardless of who carved the petroglyphs, the ancient carvings are the work of some prehistoric tribe or person or of some early Cherokee. Later, the Cherokees viewed the rock with awe and its markings as the work of Judicola, a Superman, or a god.
That's my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Bigfoot carving up a rock with nonsense pictographs. It probably makes sense to him.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they made sense to some. I hope. I mean, you wouldn't. Can you imagine carving into a rock And it lasting that long?
10,000 years by liberal estimates. Yeah. I can't.
That took some work. That took some dedication. You meant to do what you did.
Yeah, it wouldn't just be.
This is not graffiti.
No, this isn't like spray painting something that takes you 30 seconds. They're tapping these out on these hard rocks.
Yeah.
Right?
And they're taking time out of their day to do that. Valuable time that maybe not should have been, but could have been used hunting, gathering, surviving, farming.
Right.
Whatever they did.
So all that is to say, they must have some significant meaning for them to be able to put in the effort and time to do that. What the meaning is to us, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been that long since we deciphered the Egyptian hieroglyphs, right? We're only talking 100 and plus years since we've deciphered the Egyptian hieroglyphs. So, and we had reference points with which to help us with that. This could be a language on these rocks.
True.
Just one we don't know.
Yeah. Thankfully, Bigfoot enthusiasts can get much more on this and information about modern Bigfoot information, sightings, and the science behind the research at nearby Expedition Bigfoot in Cherry Log, Georgia.
We've been there a number of times.
Yes.
And that's where I got the t-shirt that I'm wearing today.
Yes.
It's such a great museum.
It is.
It really is a great museum.
Yeah, it's a museum that's dedicated to Sasquatch with exhibits on sightings, evidence, and research on the hominid. Yeah. The gift shop also has anything Bigfoot you'd like. We have the 2 coffee cups. We got
a lot of Bigfoot stuff.
You've got a couple of Bigfoot t-shirts.
Yep.
I have one. But yeah, this that gift, I love that gift shop. I love pretty much all gift shops, but this one holds a special place for me.
Yeah.
Plus, you can get pictures of yourself. They have this huge Bigfoot made out of
I don't know, wicker maybe? It might be wicker.
Yeah.
We'll post the picture on our Instagram page of it. But yeah, it's huge. It's probably 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if there's somebody in your family who is a Bigfoot enthusiast,
Like me.
yes, like you,
This is kind of your Jerusalem.
It's
Yeah.
I will say, okay, so we're in the month of August, and they had, I think they might have this year round, but they have like Bigfoot ornaments.
Yeah. They've been there every time we've been there, so I'm guessing they do have.
And
it
if you
year-round.
don't do a Christmas tree, if you they might be fun to just decorate your house with,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
on our fireplace mantle, there's a Bigfoot poking his head around. 2 of them poking their head around
The little
some
plants.
house plants that you have. Yeah.
Yes. So I have the house plants, and you have the Bigfoots that are poking
around, yep.
poking our head around the plant. So
Yep. We have spent a lot of money in this Expedition Bigfoot. I love this place. We got a book there yesterday that you got a lot of this information from.
And the people that work there could not be more helpful.
Yes. Yeah. So we talked to both people who were working there yesterday, Marintha and Berinda. They are unrelated, but their names are similar. And they were very kind and sweet.
Do we know that they're unrelated? I think they're unrelated.
I'm guessing they're unrelated. They didn't look anything alike.
Mm.
But yeah. And Marintha told us about she had a Bigfoot encounter.
Yes.
Near her property. She swears she heard Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
But she says she didn't really see much of him. Just this big figure that was moving in the woods.
Was Marintha
She was the one that was arguing
yes.
with her boyfriend.
And she was very, very, very intensely focused on the argument, and her boyfriend was aware of something.
And he said, get in the car. And she thought he was just trying to end the argument.
Being a dude.
Yeah. But then she saw it and then got in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that thing was not super far away from her.
No, she said what, about 30 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is too close for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And she said it didn't look menacing. It was just kind of checking out the noise that they were making because they were on this real rural road.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Bigfoot's like, what are you guys doing? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Take your arguing somewhere else. I'm trying to have my lunch.
Oh, well, I mean, it was night, right? So was it at night? I think
it was during the daytime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It was during the daytime.
And then the other person that was working there, what was her name again?
Berinda.
She had a picture of some twisted tree.
Yeah. So one of the things that happens a lot of times with when people are tracking Bigfoot is saplings and sometimes trees as big as your arm get twisted and bent down. Now,
A bear couldn't do that.
a bear could definitely not do that because they
And
don't
what-
have opposable thumbs. They would just break it over.
Right.
A human could, but why would they? Is one question.
Okay, so... And also that human would have to be really, really strong, right?
Depending on the size, like the picture she showed us, that thing was as big as my wrist.
So to twist that and
So
then
to
bend
twist
it
and
over.
bend it down would take a lot of strength.
Yeah. I
A
don't...
lot of strength.
Okay, so your question, why would a human do that? My question is, why would a Bigfoot do that?
That is a good question. I don't know.
And
And,
when
I don't
you-
think that they know. By they, I mean cryptozoologists. Bigfoot researchers, I don't think they know.
Okay, but the Bigfoot that are doing it, they know why. They have their own reasons and they know why
Apparently.
they're doing it.
The popular belief is it's a way to mark that there is...
Oh, it's their trail trees. It's
It-
Bigfoot trail trees?
I guess, yeah. It's a way to mark that they're in the area so that other Sasquatches either
Huh.
stay out or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, the Expedition Bigfoot Museum is fantastic. It's got some really great exhibits. It's got casts of footprints. It has a 3-foot long Bigfoot scat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
behind
Like
it.
petrified scat.
Yeah, in
I'm glad it's encased in
it's
glass.
encased in glass, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of movies that give you a lot of information
You
about
could
the
spend
research.
some time
Oh
in
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If you watched all the movies and if you listened to all the
You'd
recordings.
be there a few hours.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah. Yeah. They have recordings of Bigfoot sounds and
Mhm.
and articles and artifacts, all kinds of stuff. It's a serious museum dedicated to what many think is a silly topic, but these people take it very, very seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. No joke. I mean, I'm sure that they have visitors like me who are bigger skeptics and visitors like you who are bigger believers.
Yeah.
And they cater to both.
They do. There's no judgment there at all. People go there. What I think I like about it the most is that it does appear as if they have put a lot of
Thought and care.
scientific effort
Mm-hmm.
into it. It's not just, oh yeah, Billy Bob found it in his backyard, so it's definitely a thing. They do legitimate research
Yes.
on skin and hair samples and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a serious field of research for these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we recommend going there. You can get to it by searching for Expedition Bigfoot or go on their website, expeditionbigfoot.com.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Donna, let's talk about a really great place to stay if you're in that area.
Okay. So since we went to the Blue Ridge area, and the Blue Ridge area is 3 hours away from Greenville, South Carolina, we spent one night there. And normally you have to spend 2 nights in the place that we stayed. And you would want to spend more than one night there because it's so nice.
Absolutely.
I actually did spend a week there last year.
with your children.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
With my 4 adult children, and my one son is married, and we had a blast. This place is so nice.
So it's called Barefoot Bungalow,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get to it on most of the apps, but the best place to book the room or the house. It's not a room.
Yeah, it's a house.
A big house with 3 full bedrooms. Is Barefoot, and that's BEAR, so bear like the animal, barefoot.swallowtail.homes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when you say there's 3 bedrooms, there's 3 floors. There's
Correct.
3. So you've got a bedroom there's a walkout basement downstairs, and that's really more of a game room. That's where you would put the teenage kids or whatever.
That basement is incredible.
Yes.
They have a full-size pool table,
Mm-hmm.
air hockey table,
Mm-hmm.
a games area with board games. They have a video game station down there,
TV, a big TV.
a big TV.
Yeah.
They're like, you could easily spend an entire day just in the
hanging out.
basement.
Right. And you can walk out to the backyard where there's a fire pit and a mountain view. And
Yeah, it's amazing.
it's just incredible.
It's an incredible piece of property. Yeah.
Mhm. We didn't spend much time in the basement, though. We spent time on the main floor. And the main floor has the kitchen and a bedroom with a king size bed. You're so funny because you don't like king size beds with.
I know everybody else in the world does.
Yes.
And let me preface this by saying the bed was super comfortable.
Yes.
Super comfortable. But I typically don't like king size beds because you scoot all the way to the end and I have to hire a taxi to get to the side to your side so
you're
I can cuddle with you.
Yes.
I'm a cuddler.
And you're bringing me over to the dark side or whatever, but
So I king size beds, I need a map and a compass to get to you. You're always scooting on the other side of the bed.
We have actually slept. We have a queen size bed here at our home, and we have slept in a full size bed, which maybe just a little bit too
perfect size for
really?
me. Actually, I'd be okay with the twin.
Oh, I don't.
That way, there's nowhere you can go.
Honestly, there's nowhere you can go. You can't even roll over at night.
That's perfect. It's perfect.
Okay.
Anyway, back to this place.
So the main floor has a king size bed, and then the top floor, which is really the top floor, is just I would call that the master bedroom because that's the bedroom that has a bathroom that's attached to the bedroom, and it's a really nice bathroom.
Yeah, I would say that's the master. Sure, yeah. And that bathroom's got a jetted pool, a jetted tub.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
along with the shower.
Yeah,
of course.
A separate shower, and then of course the toilet and the sink and everything. It's just gorgeous.
And that room up there, the master bedroom, has its own porch that is screened in.
Yes.
So if you can sit out there without worrying at all.
So
about mosquitoes.
I actually vacillated since we had a choice to sleep on the main floor or sleep upstairs. The reason I would want to sleep in the master bedroom is because I would want to take a cup of coffee and go sit on that screened-in porch and just look out over the mountains as the sun is coming up.
Yeah, no, I mean, it'd be great. The problem is you have to go downstairs
to get the
coffee and then back up, so you might as well just get the coffee and then go up.
Right. I was going to employ you, but I was going to have you go downstairs.
I was going to be
my errand boy. Go get the coffee and bring it back up to me. But then I thought, why don't we just sleep on the main floor?
So the main floor's got. So let's talk about the back porch for just a minute.
Oh.
So this property has a wraparound porch on both the main level and the basement level, and the wraparound porch and back on the main level has a huge hot tub.
Yeah,
I mean 4 super comfortably, easily 6 you could get in there.
I don't think it's a wraparound porch on the basement level. I think it's just
it wraps around the front.
Does it? Oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. And so the back porch also has a fireplace with a TV out there. I think there was a TV out there. Maybe there wasn't.
We didn't use.
I'll have to look at the picture.
There's an outside fireplace.
Yeah, an outside fireplace, and there's a table and chairs there. So plus a wooden swing.
Yeah.
I mean, the back porch area is gorgeous.
They've really, really made it so that there's lots of places to sit and enjoy the mountain view.
Tons. In the fall, I can imagine this place is spectacular, and I'm sure it books fast.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to book as far in advance as you can.
Yeah.
With this property. Yeah. So, Donna and I, we were only 2 people yesterday. This place easily sleeps 8.
Yeah.
Which I think is what they say their limit is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the basement, there's a full size and then
bunk beds.
A set of bunk beds. Yeah. So if you have a family or you want to do a get together like you did last year, you did a kind of a little mini reunion with you and your kids and their family. It's perfect for that.
Yeah.
Tons of room.
And the basement also has its own bathroom. So there's 3 bathrooms.
Yep.
There's a bathroom for each floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
That's very nice. Yeah. And there's plenty of room in that place. Plenty of room. You're not going to be bumping into each other.
Lene is the manager, and she's taken so much care and so much time to make sure that there are fresh towels, anything that you need. I don't know if you saw this, but they had even a toothbrush that was wrapped in plastic, and
I did. It was like a travel toothbrush and toothpaste set. There for you if you needed it.
If you happen to forget your toothbrush, and then there's shampoo and conditioner. Now I did use normally I bring my shampoo and conditioner, but I used their shampoo and conditioner that was in the little bottles, and it's really nice stuff.
Nice stuff.
Yeah, quality
nice
stuff.
The kitchen is so well appointed.
Yes.
There's everything that you could need to cook anything There's a meat thermometer in there. There's
There's
all
a blender.
There's a blender.
There's a coffee
mixer.
maker and a Keurig.
Yeah.
So
It's
depending on what kind of coffee you want.
full size fridge, obviously, full size oven.
There's like starter pack stuff. I mean, she had some ground coffee, but we brought
our own. Yeah,
because you like to grind the beans yourself.
Yeah, we're coffee snobs now.
Well,
But
yeah. But it was just very nice. Also, full size washer and dryer in the main floor bathroom, and soap, the little soap pods.
Yeah, the soap
use.
pods.
Yeah,
And there's a dishwasher
Yeah.
in there too with the dishwashing tablets. Yeah, no,
So-
it's great. It literally has everything you need except for your clothes.
Yeah.
To have a nice vacation.
yeah.
there.
There's beach towels there
for the lake
for the
that's nearby.
Mhm.
Mhm.
and also the hot tub on the back
Oh
porch.
yeah. You
Yeah.
can use them for the hot tub. Yeah.
Which was so nice.
It was not, we enjoyed the hot tub that night. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
No, it's a great property. I highly recommend it to anyone who's staying there, whether it's just two of you or if you're bringing a group of 8. This place is perfect for you.
Yeah.
It's perfect for you. So be sure to go to barefoot, BEARFOOT.swallowtail.homes. That's where you can book it. You can see the availability right there.
So Roy, guess what?
What's that, Donna?
If our listeners want to, they can get 10% off their stay at Barefoot Bungalow.
10%?
Yes. Seems too good to be true, doesn't it?
It is too good to be true.
It's not,
I mean,
though.
it's already a good price.
It
But
is.
an additional 10% off is really good.
Yeah. So just all they have to do is they have to use the coupon code Casual Climbers, CASUALCLIMBERS.
No spaces.
No spaces and all lowercase. And that's the coupon code.
And this is at checkout when they go to barefoot.swallowtail.homes, correct?
Correct. Yes. So yeah, just use that all one word, Casual Climbers, all one word, and book sometime now between now and September 30th, and you're in.
Now in September 30th, 2024,
Yes.
save 10% by using the promo code Casual Climbers at checkout on barefoot.swallowtail.homes.
You have to be arriving on or before September 30th.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's our show this week, guys. Fall Branch Falls Trail, right near Blue Ridge, Georgia. It's a short 1 mile there and back hike to a beautiful waterfall. The trail itself is fun. It's fairly friendly. It's a little rocky and rooty, but you know, it's a really nice short hike if you're in the area and just want to see a waterfall with not a ton of effort.
Yeah, I agree. So we want to thank you guys so much for listening, and we want to ask that you subscribe to us in whatever podcast app you use. And you know how our show grows?
Leave a comment on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
That's how it grows. So for all of our listeners, we love you all.
Yes,
All of you.
100%.
Please leave a comment on Apple Podcasts. That's how our show can get noticed. That's how it gets promoted. And so even if you don't listen to us on Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
go to the
For some
website
reason,
and leave a comment.
that's how the show
It's-
grows. I don't know why.
the,
I mean,
the analytics behind it are kind of crazy.
yeah,
you
you're
know,
not an Apple guy.
I'm not. Nope.
You are
at all.
not an Apple guy. So is this like put a bad taste in your mouth
It
to
does.
say?
It does. I can't stand that I have to tell people, hey, go to Apple Podcasts and do it. But unfortunately, it is.
That's
the
how our show
reality.
grows.
Yep, that's how
Yeah.
it goes.
Feel free to check out our trail photos at casualclimbers.com. And if you have a question, comment, or just want to drop us a line, you can reach us at casualclimberspodcast@gmail.com.
Donna.
Yeah.
I so badly want to see a Sasquatch one day.
I don't think you do. I mean,
I do.
I want.
I do.
see a
I want to
nice
curl
one.
up in his arms and feel safe.
Oh my goodness! What if he's just listen? Don't insult his parents.
No, why would I?
I know.
I think
you
he's
wouldn't.
gorgeous.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would never do that.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't either.
So, Sasquatch, if you're listening, just stop and say, hey, bud.
Oh my
I
goodness.
promise you it'll be all right.
Maybe leave us a little bit of fresh meat on the front porch.
But fresh meat would be great. None of the scat, though. Don't leave us a big 3-foot long scat. We'll see you out on the trail.
See ya.